Hey, good morning. Quinton here. I'd like to share a few points to consider when selecting eggs for incubation. Number one, the size of the egg. You need a medium-sized egg, not too big and not too small, because too big eggs, they have something we call double yolk. And small eggs, they won't give you the desired size for the breed. They'll give you a small chick, which is not ideal, I think. So you need to have a medium and uniform eggs for incubation. Number two, you need to consider the shape of the egg. Normally, an egg has a broad spectrum and a narrow spectrum. In some cases, you might find eggs which are too narrow or pointed on both sides. I'm going to show an example here. This egg is pointed on both sides and it's too narrow. You can see this part. It's pointed on both, and this one is not ideal for incubation, and this one is a bit narrow compared to this one. This one has an egg shape. See, this one is too narrow. You can notice the difference here. This one has an egg shape, and this one, it's an egg shape, but it's too narrow. So we prefer eggs of even and uniform egg shape. The second thing you need to consider, or the third thing, is the examination of the shell. There are two things you need to consider here. You might see a physical crack, or some they have cracks in the inner membrane of this egg. So you need to be on the lookout. For good hatchability, you need to pick eggs that are within a span of 7 days. It will give you a higher chance of good hatching rate. Something else you need to consider is if you've transported your eggs from, or you've sourced from another point B, you need to settle the eggs pointed downwards for at least 8 to 12 hours or 24 hours for the content to settle down inside here. For incubation, you need to switch on your incubation machine at least 4 hours prior incubation for the readings to settle down and to work well, so that when you put your eggs, you are certain that the readings are correct on the right desired parameters. There are two more factors to look out when you're doing a physical examination of the egg. That is, sometimes the egg has some ridges on the side, like something like bumps. So when you're selecting your eggs, you don't want eggs that are bumpy. Another thing is, there's something called calcium deposit. At the tip of the egg, you might find something like sandy in nature, or some deformities here. There might be a pointed tip or something like sand of roughness nature, texture that is. So we don't want eggs with calcium deposit, that is excessive calcium. It affects the egg. Each one, teach one, protect one, guide one, unite one. Big Green Enterprise signing out. Stay tuned, Stockton Farming.